Hello everyone! Welcome to the first subseries within How to Kart Like a Pro, called Basics to Kart. This subseries will teach you the main mechanics of your kart and explain some techniques involving the accelerator button. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. First, you'll need to set up your controls, and in SRB2 Kart, you can customize these to your heart's content. For gamepad players, you should not mess with the accelerate, brake, and look up and down options in the gamepad options, and instead set them to none. You wouldn't want to accelerate and brake using the control stick, would you? Though, the rest of the options should be set to your analog stick like so, and experiment with the drift and item options to what works best. In the gameplay options, set your accelerate, brake, and look back button to what feels comfy with your controller. For keyboard, it's pretty self-explanatory, as it's all set up from the get-go. SRB2 Kart has controls defaulted to what's in the manual, but again, you can customize these to what's most comfortable for you. Now for the driving test. There are 7 factors that come into play when driving: acceleration, your brakes, drifting, handling, speed, your look back button, and the check markers behind you. I know, that's a lot to keep track of, but it'll become second nature with practice. In all races, you'll be holding the accelerator button to drive, brake to slow down from hazards or pits, and in most turns, using your drift button to take tighter lines and form mini turbos. The check markers are primarily used to indicate when a player is behind you. This marker can change depending on what the player is holding. If they're holding invincibility, the check marker will become an invincibility symbol. If they hold a grow, the check marker will become a grow symbol. When these items are used, the colors of the check marker will change. Invincibility will turn into an array of colors, while the grow will become a flashing blue. Thanks to the check markers, you don't have to entirely rely on looking back all the time and checking the minimap to see if somebody's behind you. However, it's always good to look back once you know somebody has an item, just in case they'll use it against you. Now for drifting, the direction of your drift depends on where your steering wheel is held and creates a drift arc from that direction. The arc can be adjusted from holding it inside, taking it neutral, and holding it outside. Drifts are vital to SRB2 Kart, as they are necessary to form mini turbos and maintain top speed. Sparks will vary between how tight you take a given turn. Sparks will charge at a fast rate when drifting inside, while neutral drift and outside drift charge at a normal and slower rate. These mini turbos come in 3 levels: blues, reds, and rainbows. Blues last for 20 ticks, reds last for 50 ticks, and rainbows last for 125 ticks. Blues and reds will take the same amount of time to charge, while rainbows take double the amount of time for blues and reds. How quick you form these sparks all depend on your speed and weight stat. However, the handling of your character depends on their weight. Lighter characters will take turns with ease, while heavier characters will need to start drifting earlier to take turns safely and correctly. Every character has a speed and weight stat. These stats vary from 1 to 9 and significantly impact one another. In the stat grid, your speed stat is based on acceleration and top speed, while your weight stat is based on your handling and weight. More speed means less acceleration, and more weight means less handling. Essentially, these stats are what hold a character together and can motivate you to try many different characters on the stat grid to see what fits your playstyle. For example, Sonic is a fast, light character that can take very tight lines, but if you don't play your cards right, you can get bumped in a pretty disadvantageous spot. With Metal Sonic, on the other hand, you can be the one to bump players out of their racing line and get ahead of the pack with the cost of your handling. Getting familiar with any game takes time, but in SRB2 Kart, you'll definitely be able to enjoy the insanity this game has to offer after learning the basics. Of course, there's a lot more to uncover than the basics, but that'll be covered in the next set of videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.